Nero. The name alone strikes fear and fascination. Once an emperor who could have led an empire to greatness, he became a symbol of chaos, greed, and destruction. But how did it all go wrong? They had hoped he would grow into the role. They hoped a tutor like Seneca would teach the boy wisdom, discipline, and gravitas. But instead of maturing into a leader, Nero became worse with age, his flaws magnified as he gained more power. His early years, when Seneca guided him, promised hope. Yet, as Nero's reign progressed, so did his cruelty and incompetence. The boy, once innocent, tried multiple times to kill his own mother, finally succeeding. He exiled poets for the sin of being more talented than he was. He forced the people of Rome to listen to him perform, as though his artistic displays could cover up the rot within him. He eliminated any potential successor who might stand in his way. His cruelty knew no bounds. Philosophers, once revered in Roman society, were driven into exile. Even when Nero's empire began to crumble under the weight of his own failings, he couldn't face the consequences of his mismanagement. He chose to end it all, but not with the dignity of a ruler. No, he had to ask his secretary, Epaphroditus, to carry out the deed for him. Nero was, to put it plainly, a small man, despite holding the reins of a vast empire. He may have possessed a kingdom, but he never mastered himself. His desires, his ego, his need for adoration. He was vain, cowardly, petty, vindictive, murderous, and utterly untalented. He was the rust on an otherwise gleaming empire, a tarnish to Rome's grandeur. But how did Seneca, the philosopher, the man known for his wisdom, get so tangled up in Nero's misrule? How did he, a tutor and advisor, continue to support and even defend this man when it was so painfully clear that Nero was unsuited for power in every possible way? In her biography Dying Every Day, and in Emily Wilson's The Greatest Empire, several answers emerge. Seneca was greedy. Seneca was hypocritical. Seneca believed himself a martyr, a wise man trying to save Rome from something worse. But above all, Seneca was weak. He was weak in the face of power, weak in resisting the temptations of status and wealth. When Nero turned on him, Seneca found strength in his last days. But it was too late to undo the damage. Seneca was, in many ways, not so different from us. He knew what he should do, what was morally right, but he made excuses. He allowed himself to be blinded by his own ambitions, by the comforts his position afforded him. He told himself that Nero's reign was not as bad as others said, that he could work behind the scenes to guide the emperor, that the right moment to act would come. But that moment never arrived. As we head into another election year, not just in America but across the globe, there's a lesson to be learned from Seneca's failure. Let us be reminded of the dangers when a man-child is allowed to run a country, when ego, incompetence, and corruption go unchecked. Let us not repeat the mistakes of those who believed they could fix a broken system.